Persona 4 Arena. Oh.
All right. Testing, 1, 2. All right, mic's fine. What about visuals? Alright, visuals are fine. Alright, we're back with some Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. It's time for the Scrubsona squad to participate in the game finally. People who got kidnapped in like 2 seconds into the goddamn conflict. Get right on in there. Can't wait to play as the shirtless guy as he gaily dances everybody to death. And yes, I'm talking about Akihiko.
The death of everything. But also, the beginning.
I'm sorry, surprise Ikutsuki? What?
People have filled the world, yet turned it into a void.
Bro came back from the dead to monologue at me.
The only hope of salvation lies in ruin.
Thank you, Daddy Psychopath. Oh my god, he has an audience? Oh.
Did you work in a zoo? Because that's one huge pile of shit you're pushing around.
Wait, bro, you're not... Wait. What age are you?
So, how'd that turn out for you, Dad? It doesn't matter now that you're dead as a doornail, does it?
Is he hallucinating? I thought Ikutsuki, or I thought this might have been a flashback, or Ikutsuki came back from the dead somehow. Bro used the Rikarmdra or something. Oh.
You wanted the world destroyed, huh? Isn't that right, you worthless pest?
Okay,
Fine.
what was that? That was a physical manifestation of something?
This shitty world with its shitty people and shitty lives will disappear.
What?
And I'll be the only thing left. After all, if the Father's fallen into darkness, then the Son must rise. Just kidding.
Was that meant to be... Was that a joke? I'm sorry.
What nonsense.
I agree, whoever's voice that is.
What?
Strike him down.
These constructs can only remain active within my red fog. Even then, they can only do so for a limited amount of time.
Wait, that's not Minazuki. That's someone else. That's not Minazuki's voice. Unless that's like his ethereal voice or some shit. I don't know. What is he, a force ghost? Or is that the weird thing that Minazuki was borrowing powers from? And I guess bro's over here making shadow versions of his surrogate father, making himself more crazy or something. Man, you really do have no friends. Bro, summoning your dead dad over and over again.
If you have time to waste
To have
this worthless
conversations.
sentiment, hurry up and complete your preparations.
Ha! You've got no sense of humor. Keep up your whining and I'll have to kill you too.
How you gonna kill him? He's an ethereal voice. What are you gonna do? Slap the air?
Such impudence. Take them. They are your pawns.
Oh, Shadow Labris.
They're pretty well made. Fine, I've got the power I borrowed from you too. So now there's no way I could lose.
So this is a flashback all the way back to the end of the P1 Grand Prix, right? This is like right after the others get out of the TV, I'm assuming. And after that ethereal voice took control of Labris to make her fight other people at the end of the P1 Grand Prix, I'm assuming. So this is like all the way at the beginning, probably.
Well then, time to make like a tree and turn over a new leaf or whatever.
That's not how the saying goes. Fuyuhiko likes to say, make like a tree and fuck off. That's the right saying. And it does make sense in this context too. Especially for you, Sho.
A puppet version of a puppet. I'll make sure you get the job done this time.
Oh, there's Minazuki. Bro has Riz Air. That's how I know the difference.
Let's begin. For the sake of his world.
Let's procreate. Sorry. Jesus. Oh. Damn. Is that a Riz Lord Shadow I see? We never got to fight a Yunarukami version. That's interesting. Alright, May 5th afternoon. I am at the Shadow Operatives lab.
I finished going through Labris's personality
Fuka.
module and control links.
Fuka's words, or yeah, same thing, words echoes through the machinery-lined room where she works as the operator. It seems that it'll be a little more time until she's finally gonna be finishing with her work.
I knew we could count on you.
Oh, there's the shirtless gay guy.
I'm sorry that I asked you for such a big favor.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly stand by after something so important happened.
And of course, he's not getting arrested for indecent exposure because he's connected with the big cheese herself.
But, is it really all right for me to be doing this? Aren't you all part of some kind of police organization now?
Does it look like they're following the rules of society? Does it look like that, Fuka?
There's no need to be concerned. Even now that we've become the Shadow Operatives, this lab belongs solely to the Kirijo group.
Honestly, that's kind of bullshit. How is it that the government gave you guys basically governmental powers without any check? Like they don't monitor your facilities or anything? Could you imagine if this was old Kirijo group, how much bullshit they could have gotten away with? Like, if anything, Mitsuru should want, like, inspections on this place just in case something else happens. The Shadow Operatives, a special unit under the direct supervision of the National Police Agency. Not really under the direct supervision if they can have their own facilities, making weird robots to do their jobs with, but okay. Organized to deal with supernatural cases that the normal police would be unable to respond to. In other words, cases dealing with shadows. This is one of those laboratories under the management of the Shadow Operatives. The purpose of this place is mainly to analyze evidence gathered into shadow-related cases. Analysis of shadows, or of shadow matters for scientific understanding and planning operations. That's weirdly worded. Another objective is the maintenance, inspection, and service of anti-shadow weapons just as myself. Anti-shadow suppression weapons? You're missing the suppression! Since I am a member of the Shadow Operatives and am classified as a weapon due to my mechanical fit nature, I periodically undergo maintenance at this facility. Are we playing as Boston? Or Aegis? Directly after the inauguration of the Shadow Operatives, Mitsuru-san had a state-of-the-art packing case prepared to transport me. However, the one slumbering within the case is my sister. Okay, so this is Aegis, who is also our new teammate, Labris, the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon.
I finished investigating Labris's mobility systems. All I have to do now is
Bro.
reboot her OS and perform some final checks.
We're really doing this from all the way before the P1 Grand Prix? This is before Labris gets jailbroken, essentially, and then faces her true shadow or whatever. Or awakens to her shadow is more apt.
Thank you.
Why are we
How
all the
is
way
she?
back here? Is this necessary? I don't think it is.
She'd sustained some heavy structural damage, so I was worried, but thankfully none were critical.
Since my sister had pushed herself far beyond her limit during the events of the other day, her entire body has taken serious damage. Never mind, this is after the P1 Grand Prix. I'm dumb. I'm glad that she's okay. Fuka-san's words caused me to sigh with
I
relief.
see. And what did you recover from her memory?
I'm sorry. I searched through it, but I found no records that would lead to finding the one behind what happened.
All I see is Rick Roll playing on loop. And that one hentai that people talk about, Boku no Pico for some reason.
If we want to pursue him any further, we'll have to wait for a report from intelligence.
We'll have to factory reset her to get her to her original settings.
I see.
I see Mitsuru-san tighten her fist with that quiet utterance. The culprit is someone who's capable of manipulating the data in my sister's memory. The possibility that they would make the mistake of leaving a trace leading to themselves is extremely low. Didn't we think that the villain had something to do with the Kirijo group? I suppose that's Sho, right? But like, how would he know how to do all this? It doesn't make any sense. Let's say homeboy Kutsuki took him out of the lab himself after the big boom explosion. How would he know how to access the current, actually, not former, the current Kirijo group facilities and like gain control of their fucking robots? Doesn't make any sense. But I guess when he turns into big brain Minazuki, I guess he can do it all for some reason. I don't know. Bro has hacking powers in his bipolar personality. Even when one knows the outcome, people often feel indignant when the last bit of hope is crushed. It's understandable.
And we have no clues to go on.
Our ability to find out who kidnapped my sister has been completely stymied.
Don't be so hasty. We might get new leads from intelligence, right?
I'll go flex everybody to death. Gain information from their corpse.
Ever since that attempted airplane hijack,
Wiggle my nipples in their face.
we've learned that the Public Safety Division has been making some disquieting moves. If we don't make a move soon, there's no telling what they'll do to take advantage of the situation. We have to find a lead before they do anything.
Though Akihiko-san has known Mitsuru-san for some long time, Mitsuru-san's expression remains stiff as he tries to console her. But that's only natural. The Shadow Operatives are still in a delicate position with regards to where we stand within the National Police Organization. Well, yeah, you guys were formed like 5 minutes ago compared to everything else. As a seemingly suspicious group founded by an outsider and dealing with crimes outside the capabilities of normal police force, we often are met with cold stares from the people who should be our fellow investigators when we are dispatched on cases. Yeah, you guys are the new kids on the block, essentially. And the other police guys are boomers. The logic of such actions elude me, but I cannot pretend that they do not exist. What do you mean? This is highly logical. You're a brand new force that has no government oversight, and you just get to go wherever you want willy-nilly, carrying out investigations when you don't really have to let them in on anything. So of course they're gonna be like cold towards you guys. Like, you barely exist as a branch of the National Police. Like, they're not gonna open up to you all at once. I feel like that's entirely logical. But
I understand how you feel, Mitsuru-san, but we must solve one problem at a time. That is why we have gathered here today.
You're right. I'm sorry. Please work with me here in reviewing what information we already know.
Mitsuru-san implores us for assistance. Our gathering here at the lab today isn't just to hear about the results of Fuku-san's test on my sister. We've come to share and review the information we have, to inspect the clues as closely as possible, to get to the culprit as quickly as possible.
The person behind this case first stole Labris, the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, while she was in transport.
Yes. The hijacking of the airplane you were on was a diversion used to conceal the theft of my sister, after which she was transported to Inaba.
You guys should have bought your own goddamn plane. Idiots.
Correct. The hijackers were subdued and captured, but we have reason to believe that their
No wonder the government wants to raid your facilities. Can't even protect your own goddamn tech. let a whole-ass anti-shadow suppression weapon robot escape because you couldn't buy your own plane to transport your own military equipment with. Jesus. Those who hijacked the airplane and transported the case had no memory of taking part in the crime. They did not recognize one another, had nothing in common, and were all ordinary citizens with no prior criminal records. See, this is what I don't get. If mysterious guy with mysterious powers has the power to take people over, why doesn't he just do that with the Persona users? and just like make the controlled persona users fight their own shadows instead of well, I guess to be fair, never mind. That's more effort, I feel like, because you can just make them fight the shadows. They'll fight them anyways. Never mind. Ignore what I said. They did, however, all claim in their testimonies that they saw red eyes through their interrogations, or though their interrogations are still ongoing. It seems that it won't be long before they are released. With all those points taken into consideration, it becomes apparent that this is no ordinary crime.
The culprit waited until he arrived in Inaba to turn Labris on and fiddle with her memory. And then he threw her into the TV world, right?
Where one's heart and memories manifest themselves. As a machine, Labris was able to control these memories in great detail.
Did the villain delete her memories? Why would he do that? I thought it was just Labris suppressing her memories because they're painful memories of her having to kill her comrades. That would make more sense to me, but okay.
In other words, the enemy used her in order to set a trap for us.
When we entered the television world in pursuit, we defeated her shadow and made indirect contact with the culprit.
That person revealed that his goal was to steal our personas by making us fight each other, which would weaken our hearts and turn our personas to shadows. Once he'd accomplished that, he would combine them all so we could have even more powerful shadows.
Everyone falls silent. The mysterious person's motive was to gather and unify shadows. This is all too similar to something that those of us gathered here will never forget.
Shuji Ikutsuki.
The culprit's speech pattern is consistent with Ikutsuki-san's mannerisms. His inability to use a persona matches him as well.
Oh, wait, is the other villain just the Shadow Ikutsuki? But does that work when the person's dead? You can make shadows of people that are dead? How do you do that? Okay. Well, we saw him do it at the beginning, but now that I think about it, how was he able to do that? It's like he's not alive anymore. You can just bring up his like memories and like personality and all that crap from essentially nothingness.
But that's not possible.
That's right. We've confirmed Ikutsuki's death.
Or maybe there's someone out there besides Ikutsuki who still thinks the same way he did.
If so, then the world we strive for is still far away.
I guess if he's able to summon Ikutsuki's shadow and have him show all the information, then I guess that's how he was able to infiltrate Kirijo Group and all this crap. That would make sense. I still don't know how you summon someone's shadow who's dead. Mitsuru-san sounds as if she's in agony. Shuji Ikutsuki 3 years ago, he became fascinated with the fall and tried to bring about the end of the world using shadows. To Mitsuru-san, he is also the adversary that robbed her of her precious father.
Yamagishi, when Labris awakens, can you give her a
Mitsuru's dad
summary
was
of
cool
the
as
case
fuck,
from
bro.
3 years ago?
He had an eye patch. Badass. It's too bad he couldn't live to be a Riz Lord.
I'd like her to know what went on while she was sealed.
I understand.
Can't you just stick that data into her memory?
Stick his nipples into the memories.
If we did that, it would just become a piece of data to her. She needs to be told about it in order for her mind to understand what happened.
She's human through and through, huh?
Also, I noticed something when I was checking her memories. The makeup of Labris's memory field is slightly different from Igas's. Besides the memory area that she normally accesses, there seems to be a subnetwork of some sort.
She has 2 memory networks?
I think it was probably used to incorporate the feedback from her sibling units, but I still don't know for sure.
I guess they took that out of the next generation, Igas's generation, for some reason.
That's why I believe it's safer to tell her in person.
Interesting.
All right, I'll let you tell her however you see fit. Regarding Ikutsuki, I'm pressuring staff to hurry and review the information, including the newly discovered quarantine server at Ergo Research.
Quarantine server?
We never knew about the server in question before now, because it had been cut off from the group's network.
Where the hell is the server at? In the Ergo Research building? Why didn't you guys take that over and investigate?
It most likely has information that normally would have never left Ergo Research, such as data on top-secret experiments.
Did you guys just kind of leave all that crap lying around when you guys stopped dealing with that facility? Why would you do that? That's stupid. Bro, you guys are so incompetent. What is with the Kirijo group? At least the old Kirijo group had their shit down. Like, they were like, hell yeah, guys, we're gonna do all this immoral shit, but we're gonna keep it secret from everybody. Like, they managed to cover up a fucking explosion that killed civilians. And these guys can't even keep their own fucking weapons transported properly, and can't keep their research protected from outside forces. What is it? What? Jesus, no wonder everybody else in the government hates you guys. I love P3 cast, but my god, guys, get it together. Come on. You're supposed to be the big boys now. Mitsuru-san's worry and irritation may be because she senses that possibility. We can all understand the pain she must be in.
By the way, what was the logic behind that whole midnight channel thing?
It's still unknown, but we'll have to send people to Inaba again. We're going to hold a meeting at headquarters tomorrow to discuss countermeasures.
And then they all get kidnapped and T-posed forcibly. Oh! That don't sound too good. Suddenly, an alarm that notifies us of abnormalities goes off and reverberates throughout the lab. Mitsuru-san quickly uses a nearby control panel to contact the staff within the facility. Sonic the Hedgehog is coming!
What's going on?
The surveillance system detected a rise in shadow reading.
Who the fuck is this?
It's currently stabilizing around a
She's
level
hot.
3 alert, located in that town of Inaba.
Hell yeah.
What?
Looks like he's shown up already. That saves us the trouble
Mitsuru-san,
of having
all
to
these
puzzle this
maids you got. Goddamn.
Yusan and his friends are in
Jesus.
danger. Mitsuru-san, please give the order to dispatch us.
All right, we'll leave at once. Yamagishi, leave Labrys to Kikuno and accompany us.
Is that her name, Kikuno?
I understand. Well then, I leave the rest to you, Kikuno-san.
Understood. Lady Mitsuru, everyone, please be careful.
She a robot? Or is that just the PA system or whatever? You got robot maids? That's kind of cool. One of Mitsuru-san's personal domestic assistants, or should I say maids, Kikuno-san answers. Kikuno-san and Mitsuru-san have a stronger bond than any of the ordinary servants in Master. She is another of the Shadow Operatives. Can she use Persona? Her words catch my attention for some reason. Please be careful. A very trivial expression of concern for our safety. Brushing it off as common courtesy would be simple, but I feel that she may be sensing something unusual regarding the situation that awaits us there. Well, yeah, high energy reading, shadows, no shit. What could be causing this unease? Does Mitsuru-san know? You were there, I guess. Remember?
Oh, hold on, I guess.
The villain's still out in the wild stalking everybody? After they pulled the whole P1 Grand Prix kidnap your robot thing? Sorry, I'm being like extra strict and criticizing P3 cast just because, my god, feels like they're very naive, even though they should be far older and wiser. Especially being part of like a government organization and a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, you know? Like UN Gang don't have the benefit of having bajillions of dollars to do stuff with, and they were still able to do some shit, you know what I'm saying? Solve some mysteries. Scooby-Doo.
What is it?
If we can put Labrys aside for a moment, are you going to be alright without having any maintenance done on you, I guess?
What do you mean?
I read the documents on your new equipment. At first I assumed it was referring to that large gun, but it's actually...
Oh yeah, doesn't she have a machine gun in the opening of these games? Where the hell's the Aegis machine gun? Where's my machine gun at, game?
Ah, that. True. There have been no tests confirming that it is capable of being used in an actual combat situation. But we face a powerful foe this time.
Machine gun?
Is it even possible? If even one thing were to go wrong...
Fuka-san's face clouds as she looks at me. I can't be confident that I'll be alright, but I'm unable to tell a pleasant lie to calm her down. In any case, I can only pray the situation that requires me to use my new equipment never arises. Both of us are tense as we prepare to depart. Do you have like the minigun inside you or something?
A change of clothes has been laid out in your car.
I see. Thank you.
Milady. You shall be T-posed in these clothes in 2 seconds.
I've also prepared Akihiko-san's favorite protein drink, and Fuka-san has been preparing a playlist suitable for a road trip in her room.
What a fantastic use of resources. Only the best music for people who are about to be kidnapped.
Huh?
That will be all, Kikuno.
Wait, what was that, huh?
Very well. Pardon me.
What was that, huh? What was that? Why was Fuka confused? As expected from Kikuno-san, she's amazingly considerate and as a personal assistant should be, but she can be too thoughtful at times. We learned this for ourselves when she came to accept us as the people who are precious to Mitsuru-san.
Let's start this over, shall we? Shadow Operatives, let's mobilize.
Thanks to Kikuno-san, the tension in the air subsides a bit, but we cannot allow our attention to wander just now. Upon completing our preparations for departure, we immediately make our way over to Inaba. Alright, time to see how they got T-posed. Should be the best of stories.
Why are we taking this car again, Mitsuru?
Yeah, you guys really, like, you guys are supposed to be operatives, not fucking missiles, not fireworks. I feel like you guys shouldn't be announcing your presence by being in a big-ass limousine in the countryside. But whatever, what am I supposed to know? You know? Akihiko-san grumbles from the back seat of the Shadow Operative's personal limousine. Why is there a Shadow Operative's personal limousine? You guys should get like an Uber interior customized like Honda Civic or something, okay? That's what you guys should have. You should not have you make yourselves so obvious and known to everybody else in town. You like the second you drive in, everybody's gonna know, oh, the Shadow Operatives are here. Why are you guys stupid? I'm not sure how to put it, but I find that his feelings are justified.
Don't question it, Akihiko. There was no time to prepare a vehicle with the same equipment. Speaking of appearances, are you gonna wear that again?
Tell him to put a shirt on.
Sure. There's a chance that we'll have to fight after all. These clothes give me the flexibility I need.
What clothes?
Impressive, Akihiko-san. You never change. Still,
there
to
are
think
no
that the
clothes.
culprit would make a move so soon. We've completely lost the initiative.
Indeed. We need to begin taking measures right now. I only hope no danger comes to Narukami and his friends.
Shadgod will be fine, don't worry about it. Mitsuru-san seems deeply agitated. During the car ride, she seemed distracted. At times, she would flip through the thick file in her lap, only to suddenly give an order to a subordinate, and at other times, she would stare intently at her watch as if lost in thought. Her usual regal composure is gone.
Mitsuru-san, why don't we just ask them to cooperate with us?
Yeah, you guys should have really asked them to cooperate with you, instead of telling them to keep out of it. Because, like, you know, they're the only other Persona users that you know of in the entire world. I get that you're trying to protect them, but, you know, they have Persona powers. Just saying.
I agree. They seem pretty strong.
No, they're still young. If I asked for their assistance, it would waste time better spent in school. Worse yet, it would put them in danger.
It says the person who asked other students to take on a fucking death tower in Persona 3. What?
I don't want anyone else to have to go through that anymore.
It's too late. They went through their own thing already. And they're involved already. The villain knows who they are. Why would you assume that telling them not to help is gonna stop the villain from going after them?
I understand how you feel, but they don't seem like the kind who'd listen. You know, we were the same way back then.
Exactly. Better to have them help and you know what they're doing instead of them going behind your back. You know? Mitsuru-san falls silent. It's likely not a mistake to think that the sudden spike in shadow activity this time is related to the events of a few days ago. It has become apparent to everyone that another dangerous battle is about to begin.
We have new information. Kikuno sent me a message. I tasked Kikuno with reviewing Ergo Research's quarantine server. But it seems new evidence has come to light regarding Ikutsuki, who we discussed in our earlier conversation.
It seems he likes lolly porn. Unforgivable. What a villain. Let's revive him to kill him again. Disgusting human being.
According to the report, it seems Ikutsuki was performing an experiment on his own in the lab directly after the explosion.
What? How do you do that? How do you carry out experiments in an exploded lab? What? What the hell?
It's unknown if this is related to our current mission, but there was a record of a plume of dusk being used in the experiment.
Probably show.
A plume of dusk.
A plume of dusk, an object that blurs the line between matter and information, and is fitted into anti-shadow suppression weapons like myself. It forms the core of our personality modules and is what allows us to control personas, even though we are machines.
So, what are the details of this experiment? Nothing good, I bet.
Ikutsuki was...
Oh, here we go. They're gonna get T-posed before they can give me all the lore. Of course. The limousine's engine suddenly roars, drowning out further conversation. It seems the road we are taking has begun to climb a steep hillside. As the car takes a winding road up the slope, I can look down through the window and see lush trees along the mountainside. Huh? For a moment, I thought I sensed a shadow reading. Could it have just been my imagination? You're a robot. There is no imagination.
Yamagishi, tell me our current location.
I guess that's not fair because she is like... She's developed an ego for all purposes of like summoning personas and stuff. But still, like, your instruments are probably not lying to you.
One moment. I'm looking it up now. We're currently in Inaba Pass. We're almost at the target coordinates.
What a fancy GPS. Doesn't tell you anything. Oh, is this the midnight
Was that?
channel? I'm so okay.
What's happening? Driver, what's going on? Answer me.
Oh.
This...
Okay.
It's just like during
Wait.
the hijacking.
Oh, they took control of the person who was driving.
Igus.
On it.
I thought they infiltrated with their own person.
A barrier. Are we trapped?
Are you gonna yeet them off the cliff? God damn. Good job, Jesus. Sup, Silver Persona VODs, how you doing? Well, damn. They be dead. They be uber dead. Oh, gee, it's almost like they should have had like a Honda Civic or something instead of a fucking limousine driving through the countryside. But what do I know? Okay. You know what? This looks short. Let's do that. The honor student. I'm good, I'm good. I should be sleeping right now because it's like 4 a.m., but who needs sleep when you have a Persona 4 Arena Ultimax to torture yourself with?
Man, you were amazing.
Bro still looks like a short 22-year-old.
You're a real hit with the ladies.
He does not look like he's
I'm gonna
15.
get going for today. Okay, you better be this good next time too.
Or 14, whatever age he's supposed to be. The story's okay so far, you know? I just didn't expect like 4 different timelines to go through of the same thing, essentially.
I'm home, Koromaru.
Oh, there's some time until dinner, so I decide to leave the dorm again with Koromaru. This Gekukan dormitory is where we live. It was briefly closed after Mitsuru-san and the others graduated. All the equipment from a few years ago was removed, of course, but with the increase in students at Gekukan, they decided to reopen the dorm. I applied for a room as soon as I heard. It's confusing too. Yeah, it really is. Especially the OG storyline. Because, like, they give you all these characters to work with, but, like, they give you alternate versions of the story instead of, like, different points of views for those characters for the same story. Like, I'm pretty sure Yosuke, Aigis, and Elizabeth are the only canon people. And Labris, of course. But, like, all the other characters have a different timeline of events that happen differently. So they're not, like, part of the main canon. So, I don't know. It was confusing. But Arena Ultimax's story is pretty coherent at this point, you know? The reason I did was because of Koromaru. He had been in Aige-san's care, but at this dorm he'd been allowed to live with me. Also, to be honest, I feel that leaving here lets me stay close to my companions who are fighting even now. Back then, everyone took turns walking Koromaru. Now it's my job. Bro got stuck with babysitting. Get good, scrub. The path to nearby Nakanaki's shrine is Koromaru's usual route. Koromaru's quite old for a dog, but as he trots alongside his usual pace along our usual path, it makes me think for a moment that all the fighting back then was just a dream. Only when I'm watching Koromaru walk like this can I forget everything and feel a little at ease. Alright, kid. Don't get all philosophical on me, okay? I still remember you got someone killed. We pass through the gateway at the entrance and step onto the shrine grounds. Since it's nearly sundown, there's nobody but us in this serene atmosphere. I still can't get over how you look, bro. The Atlas thinks that this is how 14 to 15-year-olds look. Jesus Christ. I've seen like several characters in anime that are like 25 that look that same way. I sit down on a bench and sigh to myself. Koromaru notices though and immediately rushes over to nuzzle my leg.
It's nothing, Koromaru.
I like how Koromaru beat Ken up for his sweater. Even while I'm saying it, I'm sure Koromaru can see through my words. I can't understand him in the same way Igus can, but even I can tell what Koromaru's thinking. He's thinking, get your ass up. We got some persona to do. That's what he's saying. Bark, bark. Pinor. They just stretched out his Persona 3 portrait. It looks so different. I don't even think that's it, to be honest. Maybe a little bit of stretching. Feels like his face structure is different. His chin's more pointy. He's got like a different weird hairstyle. His stature looks way more mature. You know. Don't let Femc see this. Keep Femc away from Ken at all costs. I pet Koromaru as he looks up at me with a worried whine, and I put my hand in my pocket to pull out the Shadow Operatives badge that Mitsuru-san had given me. Koromaru wears the same badge on his collar.
Even if she gave me this, I know it's just for show.
Ball right? The hell does that mean? What?
I bet everyone else is working hard right now.
What is this? Number 1 top fan? What is this new YouTube thing? Top fan? What's that crown thing? I'm a boomer over here. Is a joke? Make all the jokes you want, but it's guaranteed that I'm probably not gonna know like 50% of them. Woohoo! Alright, number 1 fan, welcome. All it took is you being here for like 5 seconds. This morning, I got a call from Sanada-san for the first time in a long while. It seems he'd just come back to Japan from a year-long training journey. Yeah, and he's shirtless now for some reason. Wandering the world, I knew he was the kind of person who would have put himself through anything in order to get stronger, but this is the sort of thing that you hear about in stories. He went to America, and instead of getting guns like every sensible American, he got shirtless instead for some stupid reason. I don't know. Sanada-san told me that he had gone to see Mitsuru-san directly after his return to the country, but had been immediately dispatched to an emergency. He's currently busy with that, so he just said that he would tell me more about his trip some other time. I know that being a shadow operative must be tough, but he seems so excited that when talking about them, so it's like, I get these pent-up feelings inside.
I'm a member too, you know.
A member, yes, but only as a part of the secondary unit that only gets called out in extreme situations. Being part of the Special Suppression Unit has a cool ring to it that I like. But the official Shadow Operatives are each given a unique number. It's weird. Like, you're supposed to be part of a government agency, and this government agency is letting you hire 15-year-olds as part of a fighting unit. Thanks, Japan. Weird. It's so weird. For example, Igus-san is member number 5. We don't have that. We're just auxiliary members. I haven't been called to action yet, and I doubt I ever will until after I graduate high school. I see, that makes sense. Never mind. After all, I did promise Mitsuru-san that I would try to live out my childhood as much as I could.
I'm just for show too.
In following that promise to try as much as I could. I've been acting like a child on the surface. An average middle school student, studying, helping out with club activities, and even taking part in student council. Ah yes, just a normal middle school student. Makes sense. But I haven't officially joined any clubs. Didn't I just see you in the soccer club? And the reason why is because I asked Mitsuru-san to call me for help if she ever needed me. Doesn't mean you can't sign up for clubs. I know that no organization under the police would be able to command an underage person, let alone someone in middle school, sensible. I'm only a shadow operative for show, and only a child for show. Well, you are a child. If this continues, I won't know when I'll ever be able to go back to who I really am. Bro, you just gotta wait for 3 years, calm down. Jesus.
Making my life my own is actually pretty hard. Sometimes I lose sight of what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's understandable, you're split between two goals, but you want to be a shadow operative, but you also want to have friends? How about you sign up for some clubs? They're not gonna call you in yet, little bro. Actually, they are, never mind. I literally proved my point wrong when they summoned him for the Inaba Dark Hour or whatever. Sleepy, so I'm gonna go. It was fun being here while I was. Good luck with your stream. Yep, see ya. Thanks for dropping by. I think back on the words left by the person who saved my life. I thought I'd come to understand them at one point, but as time passed, other emotions began to rear their heads.
It's completely dark now. We should head back home, Koromaru.
I wonder if I will be left behind like this. Would things actually be better if I just forgot about everything? But could I live with myself if I had the power to fight, but did nothing with it? I've been thinking a lot about that. I stand up from the bench and look across the dark, quiet temple grounds. I won't reach an answer just by thinking about it. I know that, but at the moment... Koromaru suddenly barks at me. Okay, bro's getting a personal chopper pickup. It's been a while since I heard him bark like this. He's been getting more and more mellow these days. What's that sound? Some rhythmic noise is approaching from up above. The wind becomes stronger and the trees around the temple begin to rustle. I look up into the sky and a bright light turns on high above. As my eyes adjust, I see a previously hidden black copter in the otherwise pitch black sky. It's like something out of a movie. That's not pitch black. Get out of here. You lied to me. As if to answer my doubts, a searchlight streams down, pinning the shadows to the ground. Something's happened. That's my first thought. I don't know why, but for some reason, I sense elation rising up to my body. Bro's a thrill seeker. He wants to die. Jesus.
Let's go, Koromaru.
How'd they find him? Did they, like, search every single location for Ken until they eventually spotted him? I grip my Shadow Operative's badge tightly, then I thrust it back into my pocket as I take a deep breath. I run towards the helicopter. Reminds me of Kermit on Omegle. Helicopter, helicopter. Anyways. Yukari time.
Here we go. Feathered chain.
Oh, they're dead serious about her being a Power Ranger in a show. I thought they were just fucking around.
So, you've come to fight me, Featherman.
Merlion, the evil forces have fallen. Stop here.
How dare you oppose me? Minionlings, get them!
What is this? I can't believe Yukari's decided to do this as her career.
No!
Merlion, prepare for justice.
Don't be so sure.
Everyone,
Kill him with your persona powers, Yukari.
ultimate arrow. It's over.
You know, you should have just sniped them from the start, you know? If you could do that. Cool girls don't look at explosions, I guess.
Perfect. What a take. Thank you very much.
That's an actual physical prop? Hell yeah.
Really great. Can somebody get wardrobe, please? No, there was something else. I think that's a wrap.
I didn't think she was an actual actor. I thought she was just messing around. when she said that.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
Cool. When the director calls this out, the tension in the area dies away. I make my way to the simple tent used as their break room and take a sip from my drink. My scenes for today are done.
I'm tired.
I'm still so surprised how different Yukari's face looks. How different, but the same it looks at the same time. It's weird.
You're on a roll, Featherpink.
Huh? Do you think so?
The directors had nothing but good things to say, too. Looks like this will have a positive effect on your main job.
I thought
Speaking of your next shoot.
their voices sound so similar. I thought Yukari was talking to herself and being cringe for a second there. My main job, my real job's supposed to be studying in college. I wipe the sweat from my brow as my manager excitedly tells me about the schedule for my next gig. I had always taken an interest in fashion, so I started taking modeling jobs as a way to earn some pocket money. It's pretty tough since I've had to do things like pose in the middle of winter in just a t-shirt, but thankfully, I've been able to get a steady flow of commissions now. This isn't even modeling, this is acting. I guess modeling is the gateway to acting in Japan? Trying to manage both classwork and my job as a model was already hard enough when my manager appealed for an audition for a live-action show without my consent, claiming that I should broaden my work horizons. When I mentioned I had practiced archery in high school, it got their attention. It all made sense to me when I learned that Featherpink's weapon would be a bow and arrow, though. As a result, I ended up as a protector of Earth in a kids' superhero show starting this year. While my acting work makes use of different expressions and my modeling career lets me dress up in a lot of different clothing, it kind of makes me feel like I'm changing who I am too. Yeah, you're the last person I'd expect to be in a show like this, to be honest. It's insanely busy, but it's fulfilling and fun, and yet...
What's wrong? Something troubling you?
Oh, not really.
I checked my cell phone, but Mitsuru-senpai still hasn't sent me a response. I have tomorrow off, so I emailed her earlier asking if she'd like to spend some time with me and go shopping. She's been contacting me less and less often recently, and when she does, it's because of shadows. I am one of the Shadow Operatives, a group established by Mitsuru-senpai. I understand that she wants us to be able to have normal lives, and she said that she wouldn't hesitate to call for me for help if she ever needed it, but it seemed to me that she was taking everything on by herself. The attitude didn't satisfy me, so I forced her to add me to the team. However, unlike Aigis and the other official members, I'm part of a special unit that only gathers in emergencies, trusted with immediately subduing shadows by force. What did she call it? The auxiliary staff? Something like that anyways. It sounds cool. I don't know why you guys are complaining. You're part of the team for all intents and purposes. This is what I don't get. Like, they're not leaving you guys out. You're part of the team. You're just like... They just have to wait till you turn 18 or till you decide you don't want to go to college or whatever, right? They're not purposefully excluding you. People have jobs, you know? There's no need to worry with the likes of Akihiko-senpai and Aigis around, but...
Is it really that hard to just send back a reply? It's Golden Week, for God's sake.
That's fair, though. She didn't know that Mitsuru just got T-posed and kidnapped, you know?
What's this? Don't tell me you've got some boyfriend trouble.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that.
Oh! Get to the chopper! We normally talk when we see each other, so I've never doubted my friendship with her. Still, when things remained unsettled, it's unsatisfying. Maybe I have to get on the case about taking everything on by myself again. Or by herself again, my bad. There's something loud going on outside. How the hell do these guys know their locations? I guess they check their cell phones or something? They just kind of show up in a copter out of nowhere without telling them anything? You'd think they like call or something. Hey, we're gonna pick you up, where are you? Instead of like just fucking going to their location, showing up with a helicopter without telling them anything.
Huh?
As the sound gets closer, the tent's walls and roof begin to undulate with an intense wind. When I rush outside, I see the crew all looking up, causing a commotion. When I look up, there's a black copter descending towards the ground, dangling a rope ladder. The lady in the pilot seat sees me and gestures towards the ladder. Oh, at that moment it becomes clear. I only know of one person who would do this.
I'm glad she came, but she's making too big of a scene.
Nah, bro, your best friend got kidnapped. It ain't what you think. I'm completely astounded by the utter absurdity of this situation, but before I know it, I'm already rushing towards the ladder. Man, the director of the set is gonna have so many questions for you when you get back, Yukari. He's gonna be like, who the fuck are you? Jesus. Okay. Now Labris. And Junpei. So yeah, all the character introductions are probably gonna be the first 10 to 15% of this. Alright, Labris' dream. We're all the way back there when she got captured, I'm assuming, then. Or this is her regaining her memories while in the machine. Blue skies and azure oceans spread out before my eyes. A gentle breeze brushes my cheek as I stand on a blinding, glistening beach, the sun shining from above. The sound of the wave is calming.
What am I doing here? Wasn't I going through maintenance at Mitsuru-san's
Wasn't
place?
I getting some hot dogs at Boston? I retraced my memories with a hint of bewilderment. Because I had been severely damaged in the recent battles, I was to undergo full repairs at the laboratory in the Shadow Operatives facility. I was placed into a protective case, and Fuka-san explained what was going to happen while Aiga stood nearby.
Oh, this must be a dream then.
I vaguely remember this sensation. It's similar to something I've experienced a number of times before. Excuse me. Fuka-san said that she would shut down my consciousness during maintenance, thus I shouldn't be able to dream. Is this a random phenomenon occurring during my reboot process? I guess since you developed an ego, you can dream, I guess? Doesn't really make sense to me, because isn't the component that allows us to dream our brain going into REM sleep or whatever? Isn't that, but these guys, I don't think they have brains. I guess processing units, but if they shut that down, then how... I'm gonna chalk it up to persona ego magic or whatever, I don't know.
I'm dressed like this again.
I'm wearing the uniform from Yasogami High. My arms are human arms. Since what's in one's heart can be reflected in dreams, this must be one of my desires. Still, I know it's nothing but an illusion. I understand, and I won't deny it any longer. This isn't really an appearance that I wanted to recall as soon after what happened yesterday, but it seems the me deep within my heart won't let me be that way. Still, as I guess at this scenery, I eventually stopped caring. I take a step towards the pier that just juts out from the beach, then turn my attention to the internal GPS.
Guess there's no use doing something like that in a dream.
I don't need a GPS to know what this place is. It's where I hid a certain wish in my heart some time long ago.
So beautiful. If this really is a dream, maybe I can keep going.
Just while I think that, the pier under my feet crumbles and disappears without a sound. Just like that, the azure waters swallow me. Okay. The sun's light becomes dim, but I feel no anxiety. A mysterious sensation envelops me, as if everyone is near me and I'm connected with everyone. She fell into the oozy jacuzzi. Eventually, when the feeling of floating becomes stronger and I lose all sense of up and down, the sea changes into a field of countless lights in the darkness. Is this...
Where could this be?
Is this where Elizabeth was fighting Cerberus and where we fought Cerberus?
It seems I have
Oh my god. Fucking called it. Why? How? I guess she's in the collective unconscious then? She's in the world between mind and reality, mind and matter. She's in Igor land, I suppose. Not really dreaming.
You're that misrepresent. No. Press stand? Ah, yes, Miss President. We met the other day.
I turn towards the voice and see a familiar woman in a blue dress, Elizabeth. She gave me a word of caution during yesterday's battle when I had been turning my eyes away from my true self. This is an expected reunion with the person who appeared before me like a storm and left with the same amount of force.
Oh, hi. Thanks a bunch for back then. I didn't get to thank you properly at the time.
You faced yourself and overcame the ordeal through your strength alone. And the feelings of those at the scene certainly helped as well. Still, my assistance was merely the cake under the ice.
What? The cake under the ice? What? I know you're weird, but that's just fucking weird. Why? Just say the cherry on top, okay? Don't be stupid.
Under the ice? I don't know what that means, but this place is beautiful. Where am I?
It was just the hot dog in Boston.
This is a world within people's hearts. Since you are here, it's most likely that you are at rest in the real world. Now that you have gained a heart of your own and are nurturing it, I wouldn't be surprised if you were to wander here at times.
How'd she do that?
That all sounds pretty complicated. What are you doing here, Elizabeth?
To put it as Frank would, it is a secret. But if there was
Really?
something I could say about it...
Really, bitch?
I am yearning for an unseen power.
Gives that Shadow short vibes, where Shadow's like, I'm gonna go hit the gym, and then he hits a person named Jim. My god. She takes everything so seriously, it's ridiculous. But it's dumb. But it's serious. I don't get it.
Huh? You want
She's
power
weird,
too?
but she shouldn't be this
Even
retarded.
though you're insanely strong already?
My god.
Oh, all this talk of power has reminded me of something. It seems you have obtained a new power through that battle earlier. I do not mean to be rude, but my adorable personality cannot restrain my infinite curiosity for such things. Would you show it to me?
What's the new power she got? Did I miss something?
Huh? Wait. Hey, hold on now. Are you saying you want to fight me right this minute?
Are we gonna fight?
My,
Is this gonna be an
how could I
actual
have
fight?
forgotten? A boisterous brawl in this place would certainly not be elegant.
I'm not talking about where we are.
Worry not. I will prepare a worthy stage at once.
We're gonna have a dance-off. Summon a dancing stage, Elizabeth.
Wait, you'll what?
She flips open the book with a fluid motion. And as she does, a blue circle draws itself into the air and the scenery around it changes. You're fusing a place to battle? How does this work? I feel like the Atlas team just reused the fusion design thingy for everything Elizabeth does. It makes me think she's fusing stuff. The tranquil ocean-like area changes into a familiar place. This is the announcement room at the school that I had created. Beyond the glass in this raid-stained room hang the corpses of my sisters I had destroyed with my own hands. I feel a lump in my throat as the memories come back to me. I look down and see that my body has returned to its cold white metallic one. This is my true form.
Oh, are you a bit shaken? My apologies, but it seems we're being pressed for time.
Is this an actual fight? Am I gonna fight Elizabeth for like the 20th time in Persona 4 Arena? Before I can sort out my emotions, the aura I feel from Elizabeth begins to intensify. She's coming.
Without further ado, here I come. Your fate is in the cards.
Alright, let me just drink some water, Elizabeth. Alright, your fate is in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay, an actual fight. Alright. Well, guess we're doing this. It's been a while since I controlled Labris.
Finally!
Oh no. Oh my. Oh no. Oh my. I see. Remarkable. Remarkable. I see. Remarkable. Oh my. Oh my. This is the what you have. Oh my. From this moment forward. Oh my. Your fate is in the please look at I see. Remarkable. Remarkable. I see. Remarkable.
Bro, stop blocking everything. My god.
Impressive.
GG no Ri. Rest in velvet water.
Well done. I have indeed witnessed the power you have acquired.
That just seemed like her normal Persona powers. Oh wait, no, I forget. Elizabeth didn't see her new awakened Persona. So this is... the last time Elizabeth saw her, she was still having trouble. Right. She still had that bold shadow thing, which was cool as hell. While I was preoccupied with fighting Elizabeth, I remembered something. This is the place where I faced myself and gained something precious and irreplaceable. Yukun, Mitsuru-san, and all the others, imagining their faces causes a mysterious strength to well up from within me. The power of friendship.
Have I gotten stronger?
You got Persona 4 power. Elizabeth smiles. She calmly returns to the conversation we had been having.
Whether you can accomplish your wish and your heartfelt promise is up to you. If you can't do it, no one else will be able to do it for you.
Family. Family. I should put Vin Diesel saying, when did this turn into Beautiful World on my soundboard. Every time someone has like a power of friendship moment.
But from a different
Because family is beautiful.
that means that anything is possible depending on you. Don't you think it could be perceived that way?
If I do it.
That is correct. Though, it would be most important to prioritize overcoming the ordeal that is coming your way.
Huh? What ordeal? Isn't this just a dream?
The ordeal that has made itself known quite close by. I bid you good luck.
So, this is supposed to be the area between dream and reality, mind and matter, right? This is supposed to be the collective unconscious. Or it was. But Elizabeth's able to take people from their dreams and transport them to real life. I don't understand. I get that she has Velvet Room powers, but still.
Wait, hold on. What's this ordeal you're talking about? What do you mean?
Or I guess this might just be memories of her, of what is this? The announcement room begins to fade to white and disappeared into the distance, and I hear a siren-like sound. As if in sync with the siren, Elizabeth begins to grow hazy as well.
Wait, you have to tell me more!
Oh, never mind, this is a dream. They're probably in the copter, right? Or no, this is the lab blaring or whatever. My own voice is lost in the warning sound that crashes over me like waves. I just need to talk to her just a little more. Awooga! The moment after everything goes white, the laboratory appears in my vision. An ear-piercing wailing sound fills the air. This is the real world.
Good. You're finally up and running. Seriously, I am terrible with machines.
Kurosawa, you're part of the Shadow Operatives? I thought you were just a plain old detective. I look towards the voice and see an unfamiliar man with a black pinstripe suit. The man looks frustrated as he fumbles with my case, disconnecting the wires leading to the terminals to my body.
So how about it?
My god, that siren is annoying as fuck.
Who are you?
I'm Kurosawa, a police detective. Oh, do you know what a police detective is?
Kurosawa, I have no memory of this man, but for some reason I recognize his name. Thank god that noise faded away. I thought they were gonna keep that playing for like the next 5 minutes. Jesus. This must be information that was inserted into my memory database. Beginning personal scan, matching iris and voice print, identified Detective Kurosawa.
Oh, are you with Mitsuru-san and them?
Something like that.
As far as I can find in the database, he seems to be a person who can be trusted. He has a long history of private and public interaction with Mitsuru-san and the other Shadow Operatives.
I'll make this quick. There's an emergency. The car that the lady that Mitsuru Kurijo was in has gone missing.
Mitsuru-san? What do you mean?
An emergency? She's missing? Only after hearing this do I pause to re-examine my surroundings. The siren must be in response to these ongoing events. I'm unable to get a grasp on the situation and only become more confused.
We'll talk later. We need to get to the roof.
As he speaks, Detective Kurosawa tosses me a small bundle. Really? I open it to find the Yasogami High uniform I've been wearing in my dream. Does he want me to wear this? So that's how she got the uniform. For some reason, they don't have a normal suit and tie for her. They gave her a schoolgirl uniform. Thanks, Japan. Though I'm still perplexed, I put on my uniform Detective Kurosawa gave me and follow him as he runs to the stairway. I keep forgetting these robots don't have like feet. They have like hooves for legs. How does that even work on like solid surfaces? It's like they're not slipping all over the place. I see that his gun is drawn, as we bound up the stairs, I desperately ask him some questions boiling in my mind.
Kurosawa-san, are Mitsuru-san and the others okay?
Go quietly. We've got to hurry here. We are being pursued, too.
You are? I'm taken aback for a moment. The Shadow Operatives may be a part of the National Police Agency, but their existence has been kept hidden from civilian population. This lab's very existence should be hidden from ordinary people, and yet it was attacked?
Enemies? Hey, I could...
Don't. The ones coming after us are human. On top of that, they're from public safety.
Oh, this is the public safety, raid. This only confuses me even more. What's going on here? The public safety group are at the very top of the National Police Agency's Security Bureau. They should be on our side. Well, to be fair, it's not like you guys are letting them know everything that you're doing, right? Why would they be coming after us? I bite my lip in fear. I thought that I finally met people who understood me and that I finally had a place where I belong. Yet now that I've awakened, I'm being pursued by armed people once more. People who are supposed to be on our side at that. Painful memories of Yakushima return to my mind. I shake my head trying to clear it of these thoughts, but it's not that easy. At the moment, Detective Kurosawa speaks up, as if he can see through my emotions.
I know it has to be tough, but bear with it. That's how you live, by fighting.
His words snap me out of my reverie. That's right, the world isn't always filled with things like this. There are people who understand me and accept me, and they're all staying right by my side. Had I not made my own decision to protect these people?
Thanks, Kurosawa-san. Say, want to take a shortcut to the roof?
Are you gonna Superman jump through the middle of the staircase? With that, I pick Kurosawa up and run ahead. I'm going to do everything I can. Oh.
Hey, what are you...
I jump and ignite the boosters on my back, then kick off the wall. It's a bit of a rough move, but I have determined that it is our best interest to proceed quickly as possible in this situation. Hell yeah. Get Princess carried by a big-ass robot.
Here we go!
Princess carried and flying with robot boosters. Hell yeah.
Whoa!
Turns out that Shadow is after them because they kept deporting all the Latinas. Shadow's the real villain in this story. We shoot up the staircase to the next landing, where I kick the wall again to send us flying up the staircase in the opposite direction. So you're going like side to side? I feel like it would have been faster to just run up the stairs, to be honest with you. I repeat this number of times, rocketing us up the extremely long staircase and allowing us to reach the door to the rooftop in less than a minute.
You've got some nerve.
Sorry, but...
I think you mean big old testicle... Let me redo that. Big old titanium testicles. Jesus Christ. Brain
It's
not
fine.
braining.
Looks like I can trust you to get things done.
Detective Kurosawa seems pale, but he still stands up, and I see the strength of will in his eyes as he speaks to me.
Well, from here on, this is a battle that only you can fight.
When he opens the door slightly, the chilly air from the outside rushes in through the gap.
I'm putting their lives in your hands.
What's going on? Kurosawa opens the door fully, and the wind whips at us. The chopper? Oh, cutscene out of nowhere.
Go on.
Go now!
Shooting first, asking questions later?
Okay.
What the hell?
Let's go.
Oh, you're just leaving my boy Kurosawa? God damn. Why are they shooting, by the way? This is supposed to be a fucking raid, not a shootout. These guys are, Jesus.
We got out in time. It's nice to meet you, Labras. I'm Yukari Takiba.
Oh, yes.
I'm Kanemata. Wow, so it's true that you're like Aiga's-san. Oh, and this is Koromaru.
Huh? A dog?
He's not just a pet. Koromaru might not look like it, but he can fight as well.
Beginning personnel scans, everyone on the helicopter seems to be a member of the Shadow Operatives. According to the new data I was given during my repairs, they are all Mitsuru-san's friends since high school. These people are all comrades who have fought alongside Mitsuru-san and each other.
Takeba-san? You're dressed in a kinda interesting way.
Don't worry about it. She's from Boston. Actually, no, you're from Boston. Ignore that comment. Sup, Peplo, how you doing?
Huh? Oh, this? Yeah, I got picked up suddenly from my job, and I didn't have any time to change.
That's gonna be an interesting conversation with your manager, Yukari.
I bet I'm never gonna hear the end of this.
They're probably gonna think it's cool or something. I'm doing fantastic. Apparently, you're the #2 fan. YouTube has this weird new feature where they rank people's fan thingies by the amount of time they're in a stream, I guess. You see the crown icon next to your name? That's a weird new thing YouTube's doing.
Also, you can just call me Yukari. I hope we get along, Labras.
But to think that organization would come after us now at such an important time. If Kurosawa-san hadn't gotten that tip, we'd be doomed. Hey, right. What's going on with those guys? Who are they again?
You know, I thought they were just
Public
investigating
safety?
you guys aggressively, but nope, they were shooting at you, so I don't know, bro. I don't know what these public safety guys are doing.
Oh, that's right. You don't know.
It's messages. It's like 25 XP per message or something. Oh, interesting. Wow. What even is the incentive for that? Do they, like, let you buy stickers or something with your experience points? Is that a thing? What even is that? I should probably read up on that some more. Ken-kun politely explains the situation to me. Some people in public safety department don't think well of the shadow operatives. When Mitsuru-san and the others went missing, public safety took advantage of this confusion and attempted to take control over the shadow operatives' headquarters. Phone might die? Okay. I guess if I don't see you, GG no refone. See you next time. They had been trying to remove Mitsuru-san from her position and showed up at the lab in an attempt to confiscate confiscate me for evidence. Oh, so they were after Labras? What this? Okay. What the government want to do? Make their own shadow suppression robots or whatever? I guess that would make sense. To move this quickly after she disappeared, though, public safety must have some way of knowing what's going on with the shadow operatives. They've got an infiltrator.
They say Mitsuru-san set everything up.
Impasta.
She would never.
Spaghetti people.
I can't understand it either. All this about honor and adult circumstances is foolish.
Yeah, but there are some people in public safety who don't agree with that. Or else Kurosawa-san wouldn't have gotten that anonymous tip.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if Kurosawa-san's okay.
Yeah, you guys kind of just left them. I guess to be fair, they were shooting at the copter, though.
Koromaru says that he's alright.
Okay, bro's a fucking Esper or some shit now. The dog has voodoo powers. He can sense if everybody's alive or not.
Huh? Can you understand dogs too, Yukari-san?
Well, no, but I've known Koromaru for a while, and that just seems like what he's saying. I'm sure Kurosawa-san will be just fine.
Koromaru-san's white fur reminds me of something. Snowy, my friend who I met on the southern island. Watch Snowy be like Koromaru-san's father or something, I don't know. Everything's connected. I can tell from Yukari-san's words that all the other people here in this copter know each other very well.
So where are we going now anyway? We're gonna go look for Mitsuru-san and them, right?
Right. It looks like there was an increased shadow reading someplace called Inaba, and they were headed there. We'll go that way for now.
Inaba.
That's right. This could be a continuation of the events from yesterday. An ordeal. Elizabeth's words from my dream echoed in my mind.
Don't look so gloomy. I'm sure Mitsuru-senpai's fine. She's got Akihiko-senpai, Fuka, and even Aigis with her after all.
I hate to break it to you, but like half of those people get kidnapped.
Oh, right. You're Aigis' sister, aren't you?
I guess it's more apt to say they got driven off a cliff. Because they were in an obvious long-ass limo in the countryside instead of like a Honda Civic that was undercover.
Yeah, that's right. I was made just before her, though.
You seem so stiff. You don't need to be so polite with us.
I heard that you were an earlier model than Aigis-san, but you don't seem less advanced at all. You fight with that axe you're carrying? Could I touch it?
The two of them are interacting with me quite normally, even though they know I'm a machine. Even though they must know what happened in Inaba and about my past. That acceptance makes me happy. Koromaru-san is gazing intently at me too.
Yukari-san, have you been able to make contact with Iori-san?
Man, this maid looks very submissive and breedable. That's all I'm saying. Sorry. Jesus Christ. The first portrait they gave to like a side character maid person. And like she's hot as fuck. And we're probably never gonna see her again after this game. My god. A voice from the cockpit interrupts us. Kikuno-san, Mitsuru-san's maid, is in the pilot's seat. She seems demure, but if she can pilot a helicopter like this, her skills seem to know no limits. The maid girl is an unsung hero. I can tell she can do everything. She's apparently doing everything for the Kirijo group. Jesus. Her salary must be like immense. She's over here sorting through government documents, cleaning up after everybody. Probably has some like physical training or something. I'm hoping for a Shadow Operatives game. Never gonna happen. Use a persona.
I completely forgot.
Yukari-san pulls out a cell phone. It seems they're trying to meet with Junpei Iori, another part-time Shadow Operative and also a fellow comrade since high school. While Yukari-san is on the phone, I decide to ask Kikuno-san about the doubts I have.
Saikawa-san, you're not a persona user, are you?
Please call me Kikuno. And no, I only have the potential towards the Dark Hour.
What does that mean?
Oh, I didn't know you had that. Even the maids in the Kirijo family are
I
amazed.
only have the potential towards the Dark Hour? Doesn't that mean you can use a persona? What?
So that means you can't fight shadows, right? Then ain't it dangerous for you to come along?
People with the potential are people who can stay up during the Dark Hour without the shadows preying on them. Which means you have the potential to awaken a persona. That literally is... What? I'm confusion now. Did they retcon this? If I have the correct information, then the grotesque monsters known as shadows, our enemies, can only be defeated by people who can use personas. She can't use a shadow and she still does it. She's a go. Okay. Interesting, I suppose. In other words, since Kikuno-san is an original or ordinary human, not original, she could never defeat a shadow, even if she was the most proficient warrior in the world. If she ever encountered a shadow on her own, Kikuno-san would face immediate death. And yet, she smiles warmly as she answers me.
There are more ways to deal with shadows than the direct method.
She's got some balls on her, this one. Jesus. She's fearless over here. Best made waifu to ever exist.
We've never met in person, but I was involved in the operation to rescue you last time.
Nah, Ikutsuki couldn't use a persona and it was up during the Dark Hour and Koro-san was saved by a vet during the Dark Hour. That's true, I forgot about that. Also, in that flashback for Mitsuru, her dad, her, and some henchmen from Kirijo group were also awake during the Dark Hour, so never mind. I guess the potential just means you can be up during the Dark Hour, not that you have a persona necessarily. Interesting. Weird that they don't have a doctor for the kids, but that's weird. Well, they're their own doctors. They have personas that have healing abilities, so...
We all do whatever we can to the best of our abilities to fulfill the roles we've been given. That is what it means to fight.
Oh, wow, she's a true professional.
Shinji? Or I suppose you mean here? The maid's probably the healer, come on. She can heal us with maid kisses. To be honest, I don't understand. True, Kikuno-san is helping us by piloting the helicopter for us, but if that's all it took, then someone could easily program me with the ability to fly the copter, and there would be no need for Kikuno-san to be exposed to the danger of having to join this operation.
I'd see.
I can't think of any other words to say, and I look away from her. I ended up meeting Ken-kun's eyes, and I feel a little awkward.
It's no use, he's not picking up. This is so important. Why now?
Mitsuru-san had a vet on standby for Koro, but not a doctor for Shinji. Priorities, to be honest. Koromaru deserves all the nurses and doctors. Should have brought like a nurse doggy for him. Nurse doggy waifu. Yukari-san puts down her phone and turns to us again. Everyone's attention returns to getting up to speed on the current situation.
Oh well, we'll just have to begin our search on our own.
You know, Kikuno-san, I'm surprised you knew where we were without having to contact us at all.
I traced the GPS signals from your cell phones. We're still partners with the police force, so it's no problem to do that in an emergency.
Man, you guys have access to everything now. I'm surprised the government even lets you have access to that when they're trying to chase you guys down at this moment.
Then again,
I'm surprised they don't have like a kill switch or something.
That doesn't always help.
You mean about Junpei-san?
It's like he's going out of his way to inconvenience us.
What, does he leave his cell phone or something? Yukari-san sighs with an exasperated expression. As I reflected that this Junpei-san appeared to be something of an odd person, Kikuno-san taps her armrest as if remembering something.
Oh dear, I almost forgot. Labra-san, please review these documents until we arrive at our destination.
This is the McDonald's menu. Choose something from it quickly. Confidential new McDonald's meal. $5. With that, Kikuno-san hands me a folder.
Fuka-san asked me to tell you about this, but under the circumstances, would you please look through the material on your own?
As I flip through the documents in the thick file, I notice that certain names appear again and again. Mitsuru, Akihiko, and the names of everyone else here. What is this?
It's a summary of the activities that took place 3 years ago.
Didn't they just upload her with all those memories?
3 years ago. You must
Or
mean...
put that in her memory database or whatever?
I see. Whoever's behind what's going on is definitely connected to those events.
3 years ago refers to the incident leading to Mitsuru-san and the rest meeting one after one another. My bad. I haven't had the chance to go over it in detail, but supposedly it's the case that became the impetus for Mitsuru-san to be established as Shadow Operatives. And the bonds that they have formed amongst each other, they were nurtured through battles they took part in back then. Such deep connections look radiant to my eyes. I need water. I decide that it's important I learn about what happened then, as important as learning more about who or whatever's behind the events going on now. Alright. I just wanted information on it. I could easily just transfer the data directly into my memory. That's what I'm saying. But by actively reading it like this, I will be able to understand what happened. You can't understand what happened if you download stuff directly to your brain? What do you mean? Her thoughtfulness of treating me the same as a person makes me happy. I guess. Kikuno-san glances at me once more and nods slightly as if in approval. Huh?
I think it looks good on you. A proper appearance is important when going out on a grand stage.
Oh, the schoolgirl uniform? Does she mean my uniform? Oh, I get it. She must have been the one who prepared the Yasogami uniform that Kurosawa-san... Oh, what a sassy maid this is. She would make a great waifu. Her sudden compliment is a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile. I mean, this uniform to me, it's proof of my connection to Yukun and his friends.
Thanks!
Kukuno-san reacts with a small smile, then produces some of her items.
Yukari-san, Ken-san, I have acquired evokers and suitable weapons for you.
Wow, thank you! This would be the best for me.
God damn. Heck of a spear. Ken-kun takes the spear from Kikuno-san and sits back with a satisfied expression. The spear is longer than Ken-kun is tall, but he seems confident. Would such a weapon be too unwieldy for him to handle? Nah, we got him to level 99 in the main game.
What is this?
Grinded the Reaper a couple times. Kikuno-san hands Yukari-san what appears to be a large pink bow that perfectly matches the suit she's wearing. Upon seeing it, Yukari looks baffled.
It's the ultimate arrow!
Oh my god. Shut up, Ken.
It's so pink.
I acquired reference material from the publisher and had it made. Don't worry. It's more functional than the prop on your show.
She does everything. What does she fucking wipe their asses in the bathroom too or something? Jesus Christ, Kikuno. Too efficient. My god.
I'm pretty sure that makes it the best bow ever created, but...
In actual combat, I thought that using a form factor you're comfortable with would be best.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to have a logical explanation like
She's
that.
bullshitting. It was because she wanted to poke fun at Yukari. And I can understand that feeling. It's funny as hell.
Was my arrangement unnecessary?
She takes their personas on walks? I don't doubt it, homie. I really don't.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. No, it's fine.
It was totally necessary.
I like it. Can I see it for a moment?
As Ken-kun reaches towards the bow with interest, I sense the helicopter tilt slightly to the right, to the side.
We're circling around. Please hang on to something.
I bet Kikuno's friends with Igor. She like visits Igor in the realm between dream and reality, and then sips on some tea with him. Sings the Master has a long nose song. Friends with Philemon over here. The helicopter leans more sharply as Kikuno-san speaks. It seems that we need to take on more fuel before we reach Inaba. I reflect on Elizabeth's words as I look down the side, spreading out below us. It reminds me of that mysterious sea-like place. Were you guys even refueling? The air in the helicopter is heavy. How long are we gonna be in the helicopter for? Upon reaching the last known location of Mitsuru-san and the others, we immediately see that the guardrail is broken, as if a car had smashed through it. We looked down the cliff and discovered a black vehicle below, unmistakably Mitsuru-san's limousines. Bees are not good for me. Not with small brain energy. There were no skid marks on the road that indicated braking, and the car's body was seriously damaged. It appears that it had been going at a very high rate of speed when it hit the barrier. Everyone paled in an instant, and we were all at a loss for words, but the driver was the only person in the vehicle. And though he was injured, there were no traces of blood from anyone other than him in the car. How did they manage to do that? They, like, hijacked the driver, and they had him drive off a cliff, and none of them died? I'm honestly calling bullshit on that, to be quite honest. But then it turns out Kikuno made the car so that everybody can survive high-impact situations. Truly the best made in existence. We wondered for a moment if the others had been able to leave the vehicle on their own, but if they had, they would have tried to contact us. It also seemed odd that they left unconscious an injured man behind. Furthermore, there were no footprints around the vehicle at all. We did another search for their GPS signal, but there were no signs of their whereabouts. That left us with only one conclusion.
I hate to think about it, but does this mean that they've been captured?
I have no idea how Sho was able to do that. Does he have teleporting powers? Is that a thing? Because they never established that. Because there are no footprints or anything. No blood, no nothing.
Let us be optimistic and assume that they're still alive. If they were captured, then the enemy values their lives and will do no harm. We do have a chance.
I carried the injured driver from the bottom of the cliff back up to the road. Kikuno-san requested a vehicle to transport him to the hospital under the Kirijo family's care. Kikuno made the decision since we wouldn't be able to explain what happened to the normal ambulance. Also, it's possible that the people from public safety would take him away if we reported this to the authorities. Kikuno-san asked the personnel who arrived with transport to try to ask the driver about what happened, and when he regained consciousness, that will likely be difficult. However, I don't think I'm reading right. If this is similar to what happened last time, the driver will have no memories of the events, much like the people who captured me and transported me to Inaba last time. However, there are no guarantees that the same had happened to the limousine driver. Not long after, we were back in the helicopter, which takes us to where we are now. To be honest, everyone's at a loss about how bad the situation is. Ken-kun tries to change the topic in an attempt to divert us from the worries.
It's amazing that you know how to pilot a helicopter, Kikuno-san. I heard that it's hard to hover in the mountains. Did you train for that?
Only a couple of years ago, but I have taken part in an assault operation involving a helicopter.
I'm sorry, what the fuck are... a Navy SEAL nurse over here? Okay.
You were in an assault with a helicopter? Where?
She was in GTA 4.
Just a high school dormitory.
What?
Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that.
What?
I decided to learn how to pilot in the event that if someone attempted the same move, I would be able to respond properly.
Did I forget something? When was she in the game ever? What? My understanding had been renewed. It seemed that being a maid is a very serious and very difficult occupation.
Oh, damn. Well, I finally got in touch with Junpei. I don't know why, but he's already at Yasuo Inaba Station, so I told him to stay there. In any case, we should head to Inaba too. We might find some kind of clue there.
Mitsuru-san's group had gone missing before the sun set, and it's almost midnight now.
Whoever did this must be the same person who kidnapped Labra-san. It's unthinkable anyone else would be able to do that. The question is what he intends to accomplish by kidnapping them.
She wants to have a dance party with them. Ken-kun flips through the reports on the events of the case up till now, seemingly lost in thought. What is to be gained by kidnapping Mitsuru-san this time? I don't know, money? She's like everything to be gained from kidnapping Mitsuru, to be honest. She's the heiress to a major billion-dollar conglomerate. At that moment, heavy static flickers across the video displays within the helicopter. Is this the announcement for the Velvet Room? Or the Inaba Hour?
The strong win, while the weak disappear.
I'll just let it play fully.
We will witness the hottest battles in all history. The goddess of victory is waiting to
God damn, it's hot as hell inside my room.
P1 fans,
I'm dying.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Time to let loose an all-out war!
The contestants in the previous P1 Grand Prix have returned for another tournament, right on the heels of the last one. These warriors will create another legend here at the world-shattering P1.
Oh yeah, I've never really thought about how Naoto shoots her cards instead of crushing them, huh? That makes sense, I suppose. Chie kicks them.
Battles of will. Sparks will fly.
Yosuke flicks him with his kunai. Yu just crushes them in his hand. Kanji, does he bash his in with a share or something? Or punches it, I guess. And Yukiko flicks hers with her fan. Yeah, there's the machine gun.
Things are heating up! Tonight, who will win the title of champion? Who will be crowned with the winner's wreath? Whose tale of glory will resound
Chad got himself.
All that remains are the dreams of the warriors as the Grand Prix plunges into its final chapter.
My man's Jun Narukami. It's wild that a high school is allowed to carry a gun like that. I guess she probably has some special circumstances because of, you know, she's part of the police as a detective or whatever. Still weird though. I definitely agree.
What was that just now? Weren't those the Persona users in Inaba? It showed Mitsuru-senpai and the others, too.
I read the case records. If I recall correctly, was that the Midnight Channel that was being broadcast in Inaba? I was on it too, but it wasn't like that last time.
All of us in the helicopter are utterly confused. Who would broadcast something like that and why? It was cool as fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I like that better than the P1 Grand Prix intro, because it was showing some action. It's obviously a continuation of the fighting tournament. Suddenly, the monitor switches to another feed. How did a TV get in the helicopter? Huh? I thought we were watching this on the, like, helicopter monitors. What the fuck? What? Bro got his TV in the helicopter for some reason.
But I thought I already...
General Teddy. In the recent P1 Grand Prix, the one calling itself General Teddy turned out to be my own shadow. But I accepted my shadow and gained the power to use a persona. But if he's on the screen again, then General Teddy ignores my confusion and continues.
There's no way I'd go away so easily. I mean, a P1 without me is like a tuna sandwich without the tuna.
He can hear us? Isn't he that weird Persona user named Teddy?
No, he must be the General Teddy who hosted the fighting tournament last time. The record said he'd been eliminated, though. General Teddy, where did you take Mitsuru-san and the others? If you don't give us a good answer, you're gonna pay!
It's past your bedtime, Cubby.
Get good.
If you're gonna keep giving me lip, I'm not going to explain anything.
Get good. Get shit on, kid.
Explain?
Get roasted.
That's right.
Skill issue.
I mean, the three of you are very important guest stars in the P1 Climax after
Fucking
all.
hate you, Teddy.
So you'll participate, of course, right?
What? What are you after?
He's after the good-ass hentai.
If you value the lives of the hostages, you yapping pup, you don't have any choice but to participate.
Huh?
Turns out Kirijo Senpai has all the good hentai on her Kirijo Corporation computer. This was his goal all along.
The P1 Climax. It's the end of the world. One-on-one deathmatch that's worthy of the name Climax.
turn on my fan. My God.
And best of all, if you don't win the one-on-one tournament to the finish within the hour, the world will end! No punches pulled this time!
Oh yeah, this all takes place within the time span of 1 hour. I just realized. Wow.
I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world.
Mitsuru has all the video footage from their rooms. Oh yeah, true. On that console in the dorm or whatever. It'll probably freak the school the fuck out when they went in there and they realized that there was a monitoring room inside of their dormitory.
It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can. Alrighty then. Time to show off how that special stage is going.
The video feed switches to something else. Oh, look at them T-posing. Can't believe their car got driven off a cliff. You know, this wouldn't have happened if you guys just disguised yourselves by not being in a fucking limousine. It should have been in a Honda Civic. That's all I'm saying.
Was that Mitsuru-senpai?
Honda Accord.
Sonata-san, Iga-san, and Fuka-san
Prius or
too.
something, for God's sake.
What will be the fate of our captured queen and her loyal minions? Oh, and this is a no-fly zone. We don't have any room in the parking lot for that thing, so you'd better start walking to the battleground.
What will you do if they just fly their chopper over to the top of the tower?
As a little incentive, Persona! Kintoki Doji! Throw him a tomahawk!
Oh. Well, shit. Never mind. With that last command from General Teddy, the monitor turns off. After a moment of silence, Kikuno-san shouts from the cockpit.
An alarm? No. There really is a missile coming our way.
Persona missile.
Evasive maneuvers. Brace yourselves.
A missile?
This is gonna be fun. Kikuno-san shouts. The helicopter makes a sharp turn and we're all thrown to the side. Excellent jet fighter, Kikuno-san over here. She has all the skills in existence. There's a deafening roar and the helicopter shakes madly but recovers.
Are we hit? It barely missed, but there's a good chance that it will still detonate.
Kikuno-san surpasses PewDiePie in YouTube subscribers. She's just that good.
Wait.
Oh. In moments after the explosion, General Teddy's face was drawn in the night sky with colorful sparks. It even managed to capture his image, turning to taunt us with his tongue sticking out.
He obviously missed on purpose. It was most likely fired from the direction of Inaba.
Oh, so this is like, I can blow you guys the fuck up if you want.
That is not funny at all! Is he trying to start a war or something? Wait, what is that?
There's something in the distance.
It's huge!
It's my peen. Yukari-san points towards the shape of a gigantic building stretching towards the sky. Something red is writhing around the bizarre structure, trying to envelop the town below it. Is it red fog?
I'll zoom in.
Okay. Zoom in with a helicopter? Kikuno-san adjusts the monitor that had just been displaying General Teddy's laughing face to show us the enormous structure up ahead. I noticed Yukari-san and Ken-kun both tensed up when they catch sight of it.
No way. This is just like...
Tartarus tooth sauce.
Tartarus.
Tartar sauce. Toothpaste. Searching data for tartar. A labyrinth that only appears during dark hour and a breeding ground for shadows. It was also a place where a powerful being was going to descend upon the world to bring about its destruction. The documents in my hand have a page dedicated to it as well. What I read there confounds me. 3 years ago, when Mitsuru-san and her companions were in high school, something happened there. All I gather is that they've fought desperately in the tower called Tartarus that resembles the one outside. As the red fog grows thicker, the building that Ken-kun and Yukari-san refer to as Tartarus begins to disappear from our view.
I'm sorry to do this, but I have to withdraw before we're shot down.
Jump!
But we've come so far!
If they fire another one at us, I won't be able to dodge again. Even if it's only a firework, a direct hit can still bring us down.
Damn, that's a strong-ass firework, Jesus.
Hold on, Kikuno-san. Can you drop low enough somewhere so we can get out?
There's no way. If we land, we'll be sitting ducks.
Jump!
No, once we're out, you get out of here. You don't need to land.
What are you saying?
Please, do it. Don't worry. Remember, General Teddy asked us to come on foot. We'll manage somehow.
Understood. I'm looking for a landing site. There appears to be a large shopping center nearby.
Of course she's gonna land on Japanese Walmart. While dodging explosions from missiles flying mercilessly towards us, the helicopter nosedives, plunging us towards the ground as we move closer to Inaba.
Labra-san, please take this. It may be of use.
Microstick
the
Duo?
data that was taken from the Ergonomics Research Laboratory's top secret files. The creator's name is Shuji Ikutsuki.
Do anti-shadow suppression weapons have an SD card slot? What? Shuji Ikutsuki. That name was also in the documents that Kikuno-san had given me. He betrayed Mitsuru-san at the last moment 3 years ago and revealed himself as an enemy. Ever since the death of Koetsu Kirijo, the patriarch of the Kirijo family 2 generations ago, this man took the lead in all terrible events leading to shadows or relating to shadows. That is how dangerous this man is. But the documents also say that Ikutsuki took his own life.
The file name was Project Puppet Master. I'm not entirely sure if that's a code or a description of the project.
Well, it kind of makes it real obvious, homie. Aren't code files or file names supposed to be vague? You know, secretive?
Puppet Master? Would that be something to do with me and Aigis?
I was only able to decrypt a portion of it, but it seems to be data on an experiment involving a plume of dust.
An experiment with a plume of dust. So, why are you giving this to me?
It may assist you in determining the enemy's identity. Actually, I found traces of an unauthorized attempt to access this file from outside of the Ergo Research Network. I investigated this and found that the requests made to break in originated from this vicinity, likely from within Inaba itself.
I'm sorry, they had like supercomputers in Inaba capable of hacking into your state-of-the-art facility? Huh?
So someone in Inaba knew about that research before all this started and was looking for it?
Kikuno-san nods. Kikuno-san nods in excitement. I can't fucking read today. She nods it silently. My god. Of all the files on quarantine server to go after, if this one was specifically targeted, then the hacker must at least have known of its presence there. The cyber attack wasn't done by some ordinary hacker who broke into the server and was looking around out of curiosity, which means that the hacker is probably either the culprit himself or someone connected to them.
The firewall prevented
Spooky shadows.
Files, but the attempted hacker didn't even try to cover their tracks.
What? Who would do this?
The hacker didn't even attempt to cover their access to the server. Could that mean that they wanted someone to know about the existence of this file even if they failed to access it? That doesn't make much sense. Putting aside whatever doubts we have, Kikuno-san continues on.
It was only in fragments, but the name Sho Minazuki appears many times in those files.
Well, there you go. You know the bad guy now.
Who is
Didn't
he?
even have to look in the document. Sho Minazuki. I don't know that name. Could that person be the culprit? At the very least, there's no mistake that this person is deeply related to this case.
I'll contact you once we crack the encryption, but in case it becomes difficult to transfer the data to you, I'll give you a copy.
Then I'll download that data into myself and take a look at the parts that you've managed to decrypt.
That would be for the best.
Gotcha.
Kikuno-san hands me a memory card. I insert it into my memory slot and to save that on it into my internal memory. She has an SD slot in her head. Just as Kikuno-san says, most of it is experiment records. One file remains that cannot be read. Project Puppet Master. What's in that file? Probably all of Ikutsuki's evil plans.
We'll be over at Junes Shopping Center in a moment. Everyone, prepare to disembark.
Hold on, over there. Isn't there someone on the rooftop?
Oh, right. They jump into the fray with Naoto and them, right? We all peer into the distance. Beyond the haze of the red fog is Inaba's largest shopping center. My search reveals that this place belongs to a certain chain named Junes. A blurry figure can vaguely be seen on the roof. Yukun? For a moment, I think of someone I know well, but the height and physique of the shape on the roof don't resemble anyone I know. Ken-kun raises a pair of binoculars and attempts to make out the figure's face. Oh.
That's impossible! Huh? What's wrong? It's Ikutsuki.
Didn't know he was gonna show him one of his shadow clones. So is...
Huh? No way!
Shuji Ikutsuki? The name leaves me at a loss for words. Why did Sho leave him on the rooftop? That's stupid. Perhaps he is mistaken. I open the side of the helicopter and the strong gust of wind blows in. I ignore the wind and lean out to get a better look at the person on the roof. Did we get missiled again? The helicopter is suddenly attacked from an unexpected direction and the vehicle sways alarmingly. That wasn't another missile. When I look again, I see another shape standing near the figure on the rooftop. I knew it.
We're under attack by a persona!
Persona? That doesn't make sense. According to the records, Shuji Ikutsuki was never able to use a persona. Is that man on the roof truly this Ikutsuki person?
The enemy's preparing for another attack. Incoming!
Jump out already! Before I can raise any objection, Yukari-san fixes her eyes on the enemy and draws her evoker. As expected from someone who has been in actual combat for the whole year, she's quickly to act.
Little persona!
Just shoot them with your arrows. Yukari-san's figure flexes around the trigger of her evoker, but in an instant before she pulls. Wait, are you?
Huh?
Yukari-san's persona appears, creating a whirlwind around the helicopter that repels the attacker. Oh, that's convenient.
What? I didn't even use my evoker yet.
Oh, they're learning how to use their personas without using the invoker. Interesting. Seeing Yukari-san so bewildered sends chills down my spine. Being able to summon persona without the necessary tool to aid in summoning. Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san reported a similar unpleasant experience when inside the TV world. But this isn't inside the TV world. As outlandish and threatening as this situation is, there's no doubt that we're in the real world. General Teddy's words come back to me.
I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world.
This is gonna be taking place at Japanese Walmart and Japanese Disney World.
It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can.
Don't tell me, this fog that's enveloping the town is the same fog on the other side of the TV?
What was that?
Labrys' shadow, it sounded like. A new voice suddenly reaches my ears. Who was that? I look around in bewilderment. Did anyone actually talk? Am I hearing things? Ken-kun's shout snaps me out of my thoughts.
Yukari-san, he's winding up for another one! We're getting off, Koromaru!
Yukari-san still looks confused, but Ken-kun notices something and unbuckles his seatbelt with his spear at the ready. But by this time, the helicopter had descended close enough to the roof of the Junes that people and dogs can easily jump down. They're gonna insta-death Ikutsuki? Koromaru-san growls and another persona appears at the same time. Ken-kun leaps out of the cabin, stabbing at the enemy's persona closing in on us. Koromaru-san's persona and Ken-kun's spear both hit the attacking enemy at the same time, and Ken-kun drops to the roof unarmed.
It seems you're always taking on the responsibility of saving others, Yukari-san.
I mean, she is the healer.
Seriously, it's like, again, really?
Shut up, you love it.
But I'll take this one. After all, I save the world on a weekly basis.
Cringe. Koromaru-san and Yukari-san drop out of the helicopter and nimbly land on the roof. Amazing! Their combat abilities are equal to those of weapons like me or Aegis. No, they're not. They're really not. Even though they are secondary members of the Shadow Operatives, used only at times of emergency, it seems as if they've been on the team this entire time. I quickly ready my axe and follow them.
Yukari-san, everyone, please, save Lady Mitsuru.
Kikuno's gonna dance the villain to death. And then dance with Adachi. And then beat him and send him back to jail. True ending of the game. When I look back up to the red sky after landing, I see the helicopter gaining in altitude while maintaining its balance. Thanks to Kikuno-san's desperate resolve and her piloting skills, we managed to safely reach Inaba. I checked my surroundings once more while praying for Kikuno-san's safety. This is the Inaba branch of Junes, the department store chain. We're at the food court on its rooftop. Normally, there would be plenty of people here, but given the current situation, it's obviously deserted.
Where did he go?
Ken-kun readies his spear and tries to peer into the fog, making visibility such a problem. I look around, ready for battle as well. Whoever attacked us should be nearby.
Hey, Ken-kun, did you really see Ikutsuki here a moment ago?
Evil guys really love Japanese Walmarts.
Yes, I didn't see him clearly, but there's no way I could have mistaken him.
That's impossible. I mean, Shuji Ikutsuki is...
That's right, Shuji Ikutsuki died 3 years ago. And we were just attacked by a persona. According to the records from that time, Ikutsuki had no personas.
At the very least, it looks like he's not nearby. We can't let our guard down yet, though.
She's right. I scanned the area and read no one else here besides the four of us. I say as much, and we lower our weapons in order to discuss the strategy.
Koromaru and I are going to continue looking for him. If that really was Ikutsuki, there's no doubt that he's involved in this case.
It's weird, Ikutsuki's shadow was showing up in this storyline, and he didn't show up even once in Persona 4 storyline, even though their storylines coincide. Very interesting.
That's true. Can you and Koro-chan go after that guy from earlier?
But that person seemed to be using a persona. Won't it be dangerous for you two going off on your own?
The two humans look surprised for a moment and trade glances. Did I hear or did I say something odd?
Don't you worry about me and Koromaru. Even if we run into something we can't defeat, we'll find a way out of it.
And honestly, it's faster for us to split up. I am a bit worried, but I'm gonna believe in you guys.
It's okay, Labras has that big axe. Big ass axe. Big ass axe? Big ass axe. Jesus. She can crush and obliterate people with that thing. They have absolute faith in each other after fighting together for so long. It's not that they don't have concerns about one another, but they truly believe that they will accomplish their goals on their own. I wonder, will these people ever feel the same way about me? After all this time, I realize how the time shared between Yukari-san and Ken-kun separates me from my companions.
So I'll head to the station and get Junpei. It didn't seem like he'd figured out the situation yet.
Huh? Weren't you talking to him on the phone earlier?
I was, but that idiot's phone ran out of batteries or something while we were still talking.
At least he's not terminally online.
But even if I can't rely on him to keep his phone charged, he's still good in a fight, so I have to meet up with him.
I see. He seems like kind of a goofball.
That one split up mechanic from OG Persona 3? Oh yeah, that was a thing, huh? And they got more experience. You got more experience that way because they weren't sucking up your experience and dividing it up between your team members. Only reason I remember about that is because of that, because I used to grind that way.
Right? He's always been so useless. Huh? Did I say something funny?
Nah, not really. It just sounded like you were actually kind of fond of him.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, I thought Junpei would be doing something like playing a Power Ranger, but and Yukari would be like writing novels or some shit, but Yukari's over here playing the Power Ranger and Junpei's doing God knows what. I guess he has a baseball career or whatever. These people trust each other and they're always thinking of one another. When one of them faces danger, the other is always rushed to help them. A term comes to mind, ideal companions. I wonder how Yukun and his friends are doing. I have the feeling that his group and Mitsuru-san's group are gonna go through similar problems after all.
What about you, Labras? What'll you do?
Huh?
I hope Mitsuru-san and the others are okay. Could you please go right to that tower? We'll head over there too as soon as we can.
Yukari-san and Ken-kun look to me. It doesn't matter to them that I haven't known them for a very long time. They see me as a companion and trust me.
Right! It's decided then. Labras, you head to that tower. Oh, also... Something felt off when I summoned my persona earlier. You might want to be careful.
You felt it too? It was like... well, it felt like the evoker wasn't working, didn't it?
Oh my god. I feel like, the only problem I have with this story is that they do like 30 minutes of intros for all the characters. An intro to the story. And then like well, it's not even 30%. I feel like 50% of it, the time I'm spending on like character introductions and stuff.
Yeah, it might be that we can summon our
And the
personas
interesting
without
story
our
is
evokers.
the fights are like 10%, and then interesting story beats are like 40%, or even less.
In any case, we should get moving. If what General Teddy said is true, we don't have much time to spare.
I suppose that's where the problem lies. It's a good thing to have everybody's perspective, but it's also a drawback because you're spending time on their perspective when you could be spending time on their story, on like the villain plotline or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Got it. If anything happens, let's meet at the bottom of the tower.
Yukari-san and I leave Ken-kun on the roof and head for the stairs. She and I split up not long after, all of us firmly believing that we'll see each other safely once more.
Wait for us, Mitsuru-san.
I run at my full speed and turn my eyes towards the looming tower. I will rescue her. Is that it? To be continued? That felt like a wicked long story beat. Repeated stuff is like 170%. You know what? Yeah. That was only 16%. Oh, 2 hours. 2 hours was 16%. I'm gonna be playing this game. I'm gonna be streaming this game forever. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. This is gonna take me longer than fucking Baldur's Gate. Wow. No fights yet? There's only been one fight, and that was Labrys versus Elizabeth. And that's it. It's only been story thus far. Okay, so we're here. I'm assuming we're gonna start off with Junpei being at the station, or ending up at the station, and then we're gonna be here with Labrys, a continuation, I suppose. Labrys or some other character, who knows, whatever. All I know is this game is torture sometimes because of all the filler content. It feels like, you know, Naruto, how Naruto has fillers? It feels like that, you know? Like, I know who these characters are. You don't need to introduce them, like, take fucking 30 minutes introducing each character. Please. Just, like, get the story going. I don't need all this. My god. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it off here. It's an even 2 hours. I was planning on getting to like 50%, but ain't no way in hell I'm doing like a 6-hour stream for this shit. I need sleep before I go to work. So, thank you for dropping by, Peplo. Thank you to anybody else that's dropping by and watching. Stalking me silently. Anyways, I'm out. Big brain gamer out, baby. I'm out. Room is fucking hot as hell, Jesus. My balls are frying.